It takes discipline to do that. And if you don't have the discipline to do that, how do you expect to have the discipline to bring your dreams into reality? How do you think you could possibly create the life you want to have if you have no discipline? If I don't have the discipline to sit down and close my eyes and breathe for more than a second, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if you never develop the discipline to do that, how do you expect to have the discipline to go out in the world and create? Welcome to the Healing Divination Podcast. I am your host, Fumilaye, and I am glad to have you here. Today, we are going to explore meditation and how it can change your life. And I'm speaking truly from experience here. I'm not going to overwhelm you with what meditation can do for you from a, stress reducing and improves focus and stuff like that. I'm talking about the power that lies in meditation. This is why it's hard to find somebody who is successful in their life, who is achieving their goals, who does not meditate, does not have some form of meditation somewhere in their repertoire of things that they do that helps them be successful. I can't tell you how many people that I know, and even myself, waking up every morning, meditating, and then going out and starting my day, and I would feel invincible. So the benefits of meditating is all well and good. Everybody needs to reduce stress. Everybody needs to lower cortisol. Everybody needs to improve their focus, regulate their emotions, and get greater emotional stability. Everybody knows all this, but I'm talking about the power in it. The transformation that occurs when you sit down to meditate is subtle but dramatic. And I'm speaking purely from my own experience where I sit down to meditate and my mind is all over the place and I'm thinking about everything other than what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm getting uncomfortable, I'm moving, thinking about my phone going to beep, is somebody going to knock on the door, why are the dogs barking, boom, 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 all these things happen, and then I just get up and I go about my day. Or sometimes I'll tell myself I'm meditating and I lay down to go to sleep, and I just literally go to sleep. But again, it's about the effort, right? It's all about the effort, and that's what I need you to understand. Meditation requires very little effort from you in order to achieve massive results. It might seem like a lot because you got to put your life on hold for a few minutes. It might seem like a lot because it's time for you to focus on yourself. But the reality is meditation is the gift the Creator gave us. And in that gift is the key to unlocking who you are. All you have to do is what your mama was telling you to do since you was running around the house. Go somewhere, sit down, and be quiet. If you could do that, you could change your life. And I know you're not going to believe me, but you will by the end of this. If you learn how to shut your mouth, go somewhere, and sit down, if you do it enough times, you will be, every time you get up, you will be stronger, clearer, confident. And if you do it long enough and deep enough, you will know everything that you need to know about you. Meditation doesn't really alter the world outside. It doesn't change the things that are happening in your life. It doesn't care about your bills. What it does is, over time, it changes the way you look at your bills. Because I know in my experience with meditation, the problems never ceased. The years and years and years I've been doing this, on and off, on and off. I'm no monk, so I got my meditation drip on today, but I'm no monk. But I understand the power for it. I understand the need for it. And I know that everything that I'm looking for in my life, that I'm searching for, somehow the only way to get through it is to go into it. And the only way to go into it is to meditate. Because once you start meditating and you start to realize what you feel like, and I can't stress this enough, and this is my experience. One of the first signs that this meditation was special was I started to understand how the spirit in this body, thinks and feels, to the point where information, conversations, thoughts, television, all these things are coming into me. My discernment of them was almost supernatural. Through meditation, I found the confidence to know that what I do know about me, I do know. And when you know yourself, you know everything that is not yourself. When you know what your energy feels like, you know what's not your energy. So when you wake up in the morning and you go and you do your meditation, or believe me, you do meditation when you do it, morning, noon, night, it doesn't matter. But for the sake of this, you get up in the morning, you do your meditation, and you have your peace. You have that quiet that washes over you. You walk out into the world and things are falling apart and people are mad and people are screaming and people are this and the boss is this. You can sit in the middle of it and see right through it. You can sit right in the middle of it and feel nothing, because you know that it is all your creation and that everything that is happening for one reason: to get your attention, to help move you in the direction you should be moving in your life. Whether it's perceived to be good or bad, you know that this energy is not my energy, because my energy is light. It is beautiful. So this feeling of anger, doubt, fear, worry, it can't possibly be me. And so you start to look at the people around you, and because you meditate and because you know this secret, and you see them stressing out about this and that, and I'm going to lose my job, and I got this problem, I can't find a man, I can't find a woman. Everybody's got these problems around you, and you're sitting around them, and you know that if they just sit down, close their eyes, and shut up, they will find the answer. As a matter of fact, I rephrase that. The answer will find them. Because you don't have to go looking for anything. Anything that you're looking for is looking for you. If you're looking for money, guess what? It's looking for you. You're looking for love. Love is looking for you. You're looking for peace. Peace is looking for you. You just need to learn how to move in a way that doesn't drift you off course, so that you're constantly missing each other, that you're passing each other like two ships in the night. You're going one way and your blessings are going another way. Meditation helps with that, because you start to feel when you're not in alignment. And I don't like to use that term alignment, because I know everybody uses that, but there's some truth to that, because when you are in alignment with yourself, your destiny, your uri, your higher self, there's undeniable peace and confidence that comes with that. And through meditation, you know what that feels like for you, because it's going to feel different for everybody, since we're all individuals, but we're all also sharing this experience. But in my experience, I've always felt it as though this waves just go through me, and I know that my angels are smiling at me at this moment. At this moment, my angels are smiling at me. And I thank them and I try to stay there. And the day's going to challenge you, but because you meditate, it takes a little bit more to get you out of your. So if I give you some advice about meditation, and meditation is so important to me, I love it. I love to meditate alone with groups. I've done some meditations over Facebook, um, and would love to do some more. But just to give you some tips if you're just getting started, and I'm going to give you my version of the tips. Some of these you probably heard before, but some of them just my own experience. Okay. So, of course, you find somewhere to sit down, lay down. If you fall asleep easy, you might want to sit down. I would tell you, don't overthink the whole need for quiet thing. Don't overthink it. Because whether you're meditating out in nature and it's quiet, or in the house and there's a TV on in the other room, or the kids are playing, or whatever the case, I always looked at it from the standpoint that if I'm meditating and it's noisy, it helps me get deeper because I'm focusing more of my energy on keeping myself in that zone. I got my eyes closed. I'm in my zone. There's sounds happening, but they're happening away from me. They're not for me. And if you look at it that way, when you're doing your meditation, if somebody's making noise or they're talking, just focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. And as they talk, don't worry about it. You're on your breath. Just practice that. Just don't overthink it. Don't look for excuses. The room does not have to be totally quiet. You just need to know what you're focused on. So I'm focused on my breathing. So I'm going to sit here, and every time one of those sounds pulls me out, I'm going to bring my attention back to my breathing, and I'm going to keep breathing, and I'm going to keep breathing to the point where I don't even realize I'm breathing anymore. I'm not. There's other things happening within me. So the next thing I want to say is, please do not try to stop thinking. The number one way to sabotage your meditation is to think that you can stop thinking. You've been thinking your whole life. I've been thinking for 52 years. I have been thinking. Do you honestly believe that I could just stop it? Oh. What I've come to learn is it's not about me stopping my thinking, because you can't stop it. It's about me not being drawn out of my meditation by my thinking. Now, what does that mean? That means that I'm trying to meditate, but then I start thinking about, I gotta go walk the dog. Now, I can have that experience right there and stop and go back to my breathing. Or like many people, I could start thinking, well, where did I put the leash? And where am I gonna walk them? Or should I just change my clothes? That's what you want to control. You want to control that. You want to be able to have the thought that I need to walk the dog, and then go back to your breathing instead of walking the dog in your head. So you went from walking the dog to now the dishes, to now this, to now this, to now this. But as you start to nail them, and your ego starts to realize you're not telling the story, there's a gap that happens in between them. Between that thought and I'm going back to my breathing. And when you're in your breathing, there's a gap of darkness before the next thought comes, where it's just quiet. It's just you. And it could be a second. But as you do this over and over again, that gap gets wider and wider, to the point where now nothing bothers you. You're in this place of peace. And then you start to see, like, you'll be watching TV and your mind is in that place where you're not thinking of nothing. You're just looking at the TV, or you're working on something or reading a book, and you just zone out. Athletes do this all the time. Get in the zone where you can't hear the crowd. You can't hear that. All you know is what you're doing. And meditation is a major component to opening that ability to unlocking that ability. The next thing I would tell you is don't put a time on it. Don't put a time on it. Don't say I'm going to meditate 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. Listen to your body. I'm a strong believer in the incorporating all three elements of my being. So my mind, my body, and my spirit have to be in unison. Your mind, body, and spirit need to be on the same page if you are going to continue to write your book, right? Allow your body to help you. Allow your body to assist you in your meditation because your body knows what you're trying to do. And your body understands that if you start to meditate, it will improve your communication with your body. You dig what I'm saying? So your body is in support of this. So it is going to try to help you. And how is it going to help you? It is going to tell you when you've had enough. Your body's going to tell you when it's time. So what does that mean? That means if I'm sitting here and I'm just going to, as long as I got time, I don't have nowhere to be, no phone calls to make, no clients, this, that. As long as I got time, I don't sit down with the idea that I'm going to meditate for a certain amount of time. I sit down and I begin my meditation and I meditate until my body tells me it's time to get up. And it does that with, yeah, some people would say, yes, it's the pain, it's the pins and needles. It's that the only reason why I say don't trust that as your body telling you it's time to stop is because if you're new to meditation, you're going to have a bunch of those. You're going to have a bunch of cramps. You're going to have a bunch of pins and needles. You're going to do that in the beginning. And I don't want you to think that every time you do that, that's when you should stop your meditation, because you will never accumulate any time. You'll never learn the discipline to sit there. So let it, and again, this is an emotional, energetic process. So when I say my body tells me by how it feels, I can feel a shift of energy in my body. I can feel a vibration that lets me know that it's time to get up. It's time to get up. This is done. Or even in my head, because you'll start to go through process where you'll see, like, I wouldn't call it, sometimes you could see lights, but most of the time you'll see this like almost like a lava lamp of blue and black waving, and you'll see that, and it'll stay for a while and then it'll disappear. And then when it disappears, it's like just a void of blackness. And I would encourage you to sit in that as long as you can. But instinctively, you'll feel like it's over. The meditation's over. I'm going to get up. And then start to slowly bring yourself back to feel your legs and stuff like that. Now, of course, if you have a cramp or something like that, stop the meditation, get up, stretch, walk. You're a rookie. Sit back down. Give it another shot. Lay down flat. Lay down with your knees up, your knees bent, and put your hands over your solar plex or over your heart. And we'll talk about chakras and all that other stuff when I do the Reiki podcast episode. But for meditation's purposes, put your hands on your body and you can touch your stomach and feel it rising and falling with your breath and use that as a meditation tool. The next thing I wanted to say was meditation isn't always about sitting down and closing your eyes. Meditation is taking a walk and just concentrating on your steps. Meditation is sitting with a nice tiger's eye crystal and hold it in your hand and just feel it in your hand and just bring all your attention to it, because that is the key to meditation, is increasing your ability to focus your attention on something. And so when you get to the point where you can now quiet your mind, and when I say quiet your mind, again, I'm not talking about not thinking. I mean quiet your mind to the point where you are holding whatever object you're holding or whatever picture you're staring at or whatever book you're reading, and you just allow yourself to be only in that moment. That is meditation as well. Meditation is the key to everything. It is the simplest pathway to discover who you are, is by sitting down. That is the most beautiful thing you can do. Because there's a discipline that comes with meditation. So if you don't have the discipline to sit down and meditate, if you don't have the discipline to take time for yourself, to find a spot to just focus on something intently, if you don't have the love for yourself to go take a walk and just clear your head. A lot of people say they're going to take a walk and clear their heads, but you're taking a walk and you're filling it up with more thoughts. Take a walk and clear your head is for thinking about the sound that my shoes are making as they touch the ground. And when those thoughts come in, to kind of know, not right now. And go back to thinking about your feet touching the ground. It takes discipline to do that. And if you don't have the discipline to do that, how do you expect to have the discipline to bring your dreams into reality? How do you think you could possibly create the life you want to have if you have no discipline? If I don't have the discipline to sit down and close my eyes and breathe for more than a second, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if you never develop the discipline to do that, how do you expect to have the discipline to go out in the world and create, to deal with the pressures and the stressors and all the things that come with pursuing your dream? How will you go out there and face that if you have no discipline? There's different kind of meditations. There's mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, there's guided meditations. There's so many ways to get started. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If you guys want to do a group meditation, I will set it up. We can all get on Zoom and do a guided meditation together. I think that would be incredible. I would love it. So if you're with that, please hit me in the comments. Let me know. Make that happen. But for now, I am going to thank you with all my heart. Wish you love, peace, prosperity. I pray that your dreams come true. I pray that you awaken to who you really are. Peace.